Hey guys, what's up? It's Rev here. So we got a little something to talk about. It turns out that there are some, let's say, constitutional originalists. Okay, they're lawyers. They call them right wing, which whatever, that's your political stance is your political stance. They call them right wing law scholars, and they've come out with a document that basically says, as per the 14th Amendment, Donald J. Trump cannot ever hold another office in this country because he was involved with an insurrection on January 6th, which is what it was. Okay, if we want to really, we got to go there and talk about it. Everybody saw what happened that day if you were paying attention to the media, which I was. And the worst of it, we didn't see with our eyes because people did die that day. Okay, we have to remember that. But just that one scene, and I think most people have seen it, where they're at the Capitol and they're at the windows and they're breaking windows and they're coming through and somebody took a poop on Nancy Pelosi's desk. I mean, that's crazy, okay? Thank God nobody in leadership perished, that could have been a deal. They were screaming for Mike Pence to be hung. They wanted to execute Nancy Pelosi. This was real, guys. It's not fake. Now, were there feds involved with some of it? You could guarantee that, okay? But I'm not going to get into that stuff. We're not going to, it doesn't matter, okay? None of that stuff matters. If Trump comes with his defense with this case, that he was just literally using his freedom of speech and saying that he didn't agree with the election results, that is not going to fly because his actions are the things that are being prosecuted here. It is not his speech. And Jack Smith, the special prosecutor, made that very clear in the beginning of the indictment. We are not indicting Donald Trump on his speech. We are indicting Donald Trump on his actions. And you don't need to go, you want direct proof of that right off the bat, and he's guilty, is the Georgia governor phone call. I need you to find me 11,000, however many votes it was. He literally said that. I need you to find me. Now, if you see Trump in an interview, he's changed the language a bit. Okay? He's not saying, I need you to find me. He's not saying that. He's saying what I said to the governor, it was a perfect phone call, and what I said to the governor was, I need this many votes. Not, I need you to find me. That's what he said. You're done. He's guilty as sin. You were trying to influence one of the state's governors to find you votes that didn't exist, Donald. That's it. You're done. You're guilty. Okay? Now, the January 6th stuff, it's very clear with his rhetoric. Okay? He said, you're going to have to fight like hell. You remember the speech? If you want to keep your country, you're going to have to fight like hell. And then they had all of that stuff started to happen, that the violence on that day started to happen. And he was sitting there watching it happen. Okay, if you didn't watch a live stream of it or whatever that day, I'm telling you I did. And I know what was going on. Okay, everything was very clear what was going on. These people, if he went out there immediately and said, look, this is America, we don't deal like this, we don't storm capitals and try and take back stuff like this, we have a democratic system. Yeah, I don't like that word. We have a republic, a representative republic, and the process went through. Joe Biden won. It's going to be a horrible 4 years, but he won, and I'll see in 2024. If he did that, there'd be nothing going on. But guess what? He didn't do that. And his rhetoric on his Twitter and all that was very clear. He was pushing people to act. There's no doubt about it. None. So, okay, we come to today now, and there's this document put out by they're constitutional scholars, and they are originalists of the Constitution, which I would consider myself to be. I don't think it's a living document that changes with time. I do not believe that. I believe the founders had a very specific mindset of what should govern us to keep the republic. Okay, and not go to a democratic system, which is mob rule. You don't want that. We do not have a democracy. We have a republic that is representative in nature. We send people to Washington to represent us, which they haven't for a long time. So what would the founders say about all this crap? I won't go there. Okay, I won't. These scholars that are constitutionalists and originalists they call them right wing, okay? I don't know why they do that. The law is the law and the Constitution's the Constitution. It doesn't matter if you're liberal, conservative, Republican, or Democrat, or independent. It doesn't matter what your party or your political ideology is. Law is law, and a good judge takes the law and applies the law with no bias. That's it. And then you got the Supreme Court, which is always discussed, like, oh my God, I could just rant on the structure of the government right now and how it's been messed with, guys. And we do need to go back to that original system that we had, because it was the best, okay? But we're not perfect anymore. That's just the way it is. So you have the Supreme Court that they have liberals and conservatives that get nominated and placed in there, and then they're there for life. And then you get corruption. You see with Clarence Thomas now, they're going into his gifts. Man, it's a mess. But we have these two constitutional scholars that wrote this document, and they're saying, as per the 14th Amendment of the Constitution, Section 3, Donald Trump cannot hold any office in this country ever again. And I agree with it. So let's get this out. Let's get this out really quick. Okay, I got some stuff stuffed in my Bible. Get a Bible cover that has like pockets and stuff. This is a great Bible cover that I got at my house when I was there. So we're going to go to it. I have a pocket Constitution in the zipper of my Bible, and this goes together right there. As you see it, this does go together. Bible, Constitution. Yeah, it does. If you don't like the Bible, don't like the Bible, but understand that a lot of very smart men in the past respect that book, and that's why they put their hand on a Bible when you're sworn in to be president. It's an important document, okay? So let's go to the Constitution. I'm going to look it up right now. Oh, boy, Section 1. We got Article 3. Oh, boy. Let's see. We're going to do it, folks, because it's important, you know? We're going to the amendments, man. We want the amendments. Here we go. We're into the amendments. We want the 14th. See, you got to know your Roman numerals with this, folks. You know what I mean? So we're going, there's 12. There's 13. Amendment 13, and we're going to go to Section 3. Okay? Section 3 of the 13th Amendment. Oh, wait a minute. That's weird. Give me a second here. I'm sorry, it's not the 13th Amendment. What's wrong? It's the 14th Amendment, Jay. It's live, you know, I'm not streaming, but you're going to see my mistakes. It's Amendment 14, and it's Section 3. Here we go, all right? 14th Amendment, Section 3. No person shall be a senator or representative in Congress or elector of president and vice president. There it is. Or hold any office, civil or military. I got chills. I don't know. This is like really. Hold any office, civil or military, under the United States or under any state. That's all of the system. state to federal, who having previously taken an oath as a member of Congress or an officer of the United States or as a member of any state legislature or as any executive or judicial officer of any state to support the Constitution of the United States, here we go, shall have engaged in insurrection or rebellion against the same. Do you get that? I got chills. This is like, Shanny's amazing because, and pray for her because she's in horrible, horrible pain. Okay? But I'm going to tell you how brilliant this girl is because she was basically quoting this way before it was in the media. She was talking to me about this issue. How the hell can this guy run when he was obviously the part of an insurrection on January 6th? Now this is coming to a head. There's more and more. The media is pushing this, and this is very important. The media must push this. It has to be the media that pushes this. Because he's indicted already and convicted. There's no need for a criminal trial on this. None. He's been indicted and found guilty by his own actions in public. And this document, what I just read, tells you that that man can never hold any office in this country ever again. Period. End of story of Donald Trump politically in the country. It's over. Because he is obviously guilty of being the head of this. You want to call it a coup attempt? God, it was pathetic. You got that moron guy with the I'm sure the ladies like him. He looks cool and everything, and he's got a hot body and shit. But, the guy with the Viking helmet, I guess he's out now doing his own thing and probably making tons of money and whatever. Okay? If that was your insurrection attempt, and I would talk to Stuart Rhodes, who I knew him. Oh, my God. Stuart, that was my grandfather's name, Stuart. You really call with what happened there an actual attempt at an insurrection coup to take back the presidency because the election was stolen? You got a bunch of people running around with MAGA flags and Trump flags going, yeah, let's go to the Capitol, smashing windows out and shitting on Nancy Pelosi's desk, excuse my French. That's a joke. And you went to jail. I don't know how many years Stuart Rhodes got. I think he got something like 18 years in jail. Something like that. Trump gets back, maybe they'll commute a sentence. I don't know. It's ridiculous. Let's read it one more time. And I didn't read the whole thing. It's almost the whole thing I read. But I'm going to go back to really, I'm going to read the whole thing out to you because I stopped at points to make sure you understand what this is saying. Because this is the Constitution and English literacy might not be as great as it was in the past. Praise God, I had pretty good, English teachers and stuff. So, no person shall be a senator or representative in Congress or elector of president and vice president or hold any office, civil or military, under the United States or under any state, who having previously taken an oath as a member of Congress or as an officer of the United States or as a member of any state legislature or as an executive or judicial officer of any state to support the Constitution of the United States shall have engaged in insurrection or rebellion against the same, or given aid or comfort to the enemies thereof. But Congress may by a vote of 2/3 of each house remove such disability. That's interesting. Congress may, by a vote of 2/3 of each house, remove such disability. That's very interesting. So they provide, this is an amazing document, and I see why people study it. They give Donald an out there, possibly. You get 2/3 vote. That's interesting. You can bypass the 14th Amendment. But guess what? That ain't ever going to happen. Because Donald Trump's support, even within his own party, is deteriorating at a steady rate. I mean, I was a guy fully on the train in 2016 and in that area of time, 2016 to like 2019, 2020. I was a pretty hardcore Trump supporter. Okay? But if we're going straight Constitution, forget about the removal of the disability. Forget about that part of it even, because that'll never happen. This document says that Donald Trump's campaign is over now. It should have never started in the first place, because by his own actions, he has indicted himself and convicted himself of insurrection and rebellion against the Constitution and this nation by saying, no, I'm not going to be like every other president that lost, that was an incumbent, that lost, and even Hillary Clinton was very gracious at her speech when she conceded to Trump. She said, let's give him a chance. That's gracious. That's being an actual like politician that you're riding the line of being bad or good always as a politician based on your actions. That's being a good politician. When you can lose gracefully, Donald, he doesn't have a clue how to lose. He just tells himself, nah, I didn't lose. Yeah, you did though. You got zero evidence on election fraud. Zero. Nothing, sir. With respect, you have no proof of election fraud whatsoever. So stop saying it. You lost. Take the L. If you just took the L, shut your mouth, did your life, bought your properties, made your properties better, all that cool stuff that you do as the real estate mogul individual that you are with your golf clubs and hotels and casinos, absolutely. Did your thing in your company and made some money for 4 years and came back probably around right now and said, I'm back, we're taking this country back. It's Make America Great Again, 2024. You might have even had me as a supporter, maybe. But by your own actions, January 6th, sitting there watching these people do what you pretty much told them to do on your Twitter, you're done forever in the country. Forever. This document sends a 2/3 vote in Congress. You're done forever. And you should be. Because you stood by and watched the process that's gone on for 200 and however many years the country's been in existence. I don't know the exact number off the top of my head. Is it going to be 250 years? So I know my grandmother was living for the bicentennial. 200 years, okay? We're coming up, I think, on 250, something like that, right? I think so. This document says you're done. And I support this document. And it should be studied like the Bible. It's a very interesting document. I'm not saying, don't put words in my mouth. I'm not saying that this is a worshipful book, and neither is this. You don't worship the Bible, okay? You worship God. But this is a very amazing document in history that everybody should study. So, you're done, Don. Buried. Sorry. You shouldn't be on the campaign trail because you're not eligible for office anymore as freaking dog catcher. Nothing. Be a real estate mogul again and make money, because apparently you need it now. God bless you guys. I want to mention this. This month is going to be hard for us to pay for our internet. So, I'm going to have in the description below my PayPal address. It's @RevDude, DUDE, @RevDude. That's my PayPal. It's $45 for our internet. Just not too bad. Praise God for that. It's not a huge amount of money. If anybody out there could help us out this month for that, that would be incredible. And God bless you ahead of time, whoever can help out with that. I apologize for having to ask, but I haven't done this in a long time. Come on and ask for anything. So I try not to do that. Why? Because I hate doing it. Okay? When I had my money, I always paid my bills, and they were never, ever late, and I don't like that. So if you can help us out with that, in the description below, I'll give you our PayPal, that we can take care of that. And I can still make videos. If I don't have the internet, I can't make videos, right? And everything else. You need the internet for everything. And finally, I just request, which I did before, but I want to mention again, my wonderful girl, Shanny, my wife, my wifey Pooh, my wonderful girl, she's been in tremendous, incredible, ridiculous pain. So if you can help her out by praying to Jesus Christ, that's number one. Christians, please pray for her. For the rest of you guys, put out the good vibes. Just send Shanny some good vibes. She really needs it. Her osteoarthritis is progressing, and it looks like it's progressing a lot faster than the doctors thought it would. It's in her knees, tremendously in her knees. It's all throughout her back. So her pain levels are just insane, and she's doing her best. So I love you guys, I do. Like, and when I say I love you, I mean even people that hate. Like, Jesus said, forgive them for they know not what they do, when he was being crucified. Okay? If he can do that while he's being crucified, I should be able to do that just being a normal Joe Blow talking to you. I should be able to take some heat. So I say God bless you too. Peace.